Всем привет, друзья! Меня по-прежнему зовут Шустро. Мы продолжаем Dragon Age Инквизицию. Нас отбросило во времени, судя по всему. Я хрен его знает. Я на самом деле вообще не помню этот момент. Ну ладно. Такое ощущение, может быть, я как-то не так проходила его когда-то очень-очень сильно давно. Возможно. Все в красном лириуме, обосраться можно. Найдена верхняя камера. Подожди, ну нам же сюда и надо, да? А там тогда что? Нижняя камера. Одноручная тряпка.
It was covered in the tackiest carvings of wolves and dogs I'd ever seen. This is not an improvement.
Бери. Храмовничий щит. Может, Блэквулу подойдет. Ага, все отлично. Залутались и уходим. Ну, понятно. Красный лириум, храмовники. Все, в принципе, само собой разумеющееся. Не, ну еще здесь могли быть гномы. Где? Монетки. Добыча. Вижу. Далийский игрушечный солдатик. А это кто? Подожди, а это не тот чувак, который... Не похож, как две капли воды, который Фиону должен охранять? Ну, типа ее первый этот. Полубархата у вас не найдется? Хорошо, без потерь, парча. Так, можно сюда. Нам сюда и надо. Вроде как. Хотя нам можно и там, интересно. Так, нам туда. Не. Кнопочка ошиблась. Блин, у меня шлем на здоровье. Ну 4... ладно. Тут дело не в этом, наверное. А вот кортики. Они, по-моему, хуже, да? Да, 105. Нам нужно что-то со значением больше, чем 141. Драконий камень. Фиона. Ну, в принципе, ожидаемо. Значит, это все-таки это был ее. Что с вами случилось?
I don't understand. What's happened to you?
Red burial. It's a disease. The longer you're near it, eventually you become this. Then they mine your corpse for more.
Can you tell us the date? It's very important.
Harvest Mir. 942 dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
I'm here now. No matter what, I'll drive them all back to Tevinter.
Not Tevinter. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges him and lives.
I've never fought a god before. This should be memorable.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe. It might also turn us into paste.
You must try. Your spy master, Leliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
Прикол.
If red lyrium is an infection, Maker, why is it coming out of the walls?
Are you sure you want to find out?
Я вот не хочу, да. Так, нам прямо. Сим, можно не кусать мои руки, которыми я сейчас работаю? Нет, нельзя. Нахеру он вертел меня. Просто закусывает и все.
I hear you.
О, Блэк. Любовь моя.
Andraste, have mercy. You shouldn't be here. The dead should rest in peace.
It's really me. And I'm definitely not dead, Blackwall.
I was there. I saw you fall. Alexius' spell left nothing but ash.
You skipped over too much. Look at the poor man. Alexius' spell didn't kill us. It sent us forward in time. That's how we survived.
Forward in time? I don't understand.
If we get to Alexius, we can go back to the moment we left and stop all this from happening.
Maybe I've just gone mad. If what you say is true, then this... everything I've been through, everything about this nightmare, is a mistake.
We have a battle ahead, and you need to have your wits about you.
One last battle. I suppose. You can't imagine the things that happened after you died. The Elder One had the Orlesian Empress killed. And in the chaos that followed, his demon army invaded. The Inquisition was crushed. Anyone who refused to convert was killed. There's nothing left out there.
Let's make Alexius pay for what he's done.
Fine by me.
Это нормально, что я вообще этого не помню. Вот прям вообще. Как будто... Пацаны, пацаны! Не бесите меня. Как будто такого и не существовало в принципе. Очень странно, хотя я достаточно подробно проходила.
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next. For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water. You've returned to us. Can it be? Has Andraste given us another chance? Maker, forgive me. I failed you. I failed everyone. The end must truly be upon us if the dead return to life.
I'm not back from the dead, Cassandra. I just got... well, this is hard to explain.
I was there. The Magister obliterated you with a gesture.
Ебать, как у него нога скручена.
Sent us forward in time. If we find him, we may be able to return to the present.
Go back in time? Then can you make it so that none of this ever took place?
If Dorian is right and can actually reverse the spell, then yes.
None of this will happen. Andraste, please let that be true.
From what I've heard the guards say, Alexius never leaves the throne room these days.
Нам нужно вообще как бы, да, Лилиану найти. Эти штуки такие запутанные. Всем кровоток за мой счет.
Feels good to be fighting again.
Just like old times.
Молитва новому богу. Угу. О, рыбка. О, может быть, посох магом достанется. Серебряное кольцо. Наверняка дорого стоит. Пополнить схрон, да? Угу. Так, а там что? А там была дверь? Дневник стражника. Алексиус по-прежнему требует патрулировать стены. По-моему, пустая трата времени. Вся Инквизиция давным-давно возле них полегла. Фералден 3 раза попытался нас осаждать, пока мы всех не перебили. Кого еще бояться? Горных варваров? Но Алексиус, похоже, ждет осады. Совсем спятил бедняга. Надо бы поставить дозорных у стены внутри. Каждый день открываются эти прорехи. Пока было из кого брать кровь, было легче. Демоны опустошили замок, деревню, окрестности. Остались те, кто в броне ест и спит. Одни буйные демоны кругом. Ну, и за такое будущее вы боролись. Косой резак. Шлем боевого мага. Когда мы... Подожди, стой. А, схрон единоразовый? О, боже. Пыточная. О, прости, Лилька. Можно полубархат, пожалуйста?
Taken all that is his and will soon rule from his city.
That still doesn't make him a god.
Where was your maker when you needed him most?
Это всего лишь была преподобная мать. Ух ты! Кинжал. 206? Фига. Вы сейчас серьезно? Ля какой. Духовный кровопускатель. Оскверняющая рана. Фига. Ну, Дариана какой? 8. А, кстати, я просто, знаешь что? Я просто боюсь их в этой вселенной. Ну, пока они здесь, во что-то наряжать. Мало ли чё. Я лучше вернусь. Ой, я думала, просто бой будет. О, боже. Еб твою мать, как тебя за год жизнь-то помотала. Прикинь, какие ноги надо иметь. Уф. Ё-моё.
Well, that was impressive.
Anger is stronger than any pain. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
Ого.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
I need to find
Нет, почему мышка не
Alexius and
работает
reverse
на
the
вариантах?
If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Боже, какая она. Фу. Вот это жесть. Доберитесь до тронного зала Алексиса.
Stop talking.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to fill silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
We need to find Alexius. I'm sure he'll be in the nicer part of the castle, if there is one.
Замедляет. Ну, Кассандра не дала, блин. Ее не кормили, ее прижигали. Что с ней произошло? Почему она так выглядит? Это на самом деле очень-очень-очень мерзко.
The Magister needs more power for his rituals.
No!
come forth and serve the elder.
This is madness. Alexius can't have wanted this.
Вот я, кстати, удивлена, почему по миру не разбросано бутылок с хроном. Я просто помню, что где-то можно было пополнять запасы в хронах. Прям как финал игры, ля. Ай, да было больно. Это кому-то из магов достанется, это хорошо. У многих у меня есть цепная молния. Да дотянись ты, господи. Улучшенное кольцо барьера. Это вкусно. Верхняя часть императорского крыла. Угу. Блин, сейчас будет чихать. Длинный лук. 100. Не то. Дневник Алексиуса. Это последняя запись из дневника. Ничто не работает. Сколько раз я пытался преодолеть этот рубеж, взрыв на конклаве. Попасть в то прошлое, где на повозку Феликса еще не напали порождения тьмы, а Винатории еще не пришли в Минратоус, тщетно. Эту магию питает брешь, и попасть во время и до ее возникновения невозможно. Я не могу изменить события на конклаве, где как требует старший. Я его подвел, и он меня убьет. Пусть, но надо как-то спасти Феликса. Угу. Сначала залутаемся, потом почитаем. Ну, всякого говна набрали, а? Плюс 2 силы. Какому-нибудь воину пойдет. Дневник заклинателя. С каждой неудачной попыткой заклинания времени магистр все больше нервничает. Впрочем, понимаю его, потому что за промах старший его убьет. Буквально. Заслуги тут в счет не идут. После 10-й неудачи он в прогулочные часы начал запираться в главном зале. После 12-й велел солдатам притащить откуда-то чудную дверь с осколками и установить в замке. Теперь это доверенные помощники могли его увидеть. Им нужно входить всем вместе. Мы это делаем дважды в день, когда приносим еду. Сам он из комнаты уже никуда не выходит. Так, подожди, схрон.
What became of Felix? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
Знамя круга магов. М, 123. Блин, я не хотела здесь стоять.
Andraste's name is that? Hold on to it. I want to look at it later.
This is the way to the main hall. Alexius will likely be there.
Так, ну нам туда. Найдите осколки красного лириума. Что? А так, да что ж такое? А так что, нельзя?
damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Отменный волнистый клинок эскиз. А, понятно. Их убиваешь, и там осколки. Хорошо. Изучение мора. Прививание моровой скверны пленным не носит пока никакой явной системы. Заражение развивается неравномерно. Некоторые испытуемые умирают в течение часов, несмотря на все попытки, у других же не появляется совсем никаких симптомов. Подопытные могут содержать в себе какую-то природную сопротивляемость, потому самое главное уединение и испытание. Новая запись. Еще 6 подопытных погибло. Переливание крови от устойчивых пленных немного замедляет скорость заражения. Здоровая ткань, взятая от живых Блядь, да хватит меня кусать! Господи! Вот закусывает и все. Иди отсюда. Не можешь лежать нормально? Так иди отсюда. Больно же. Лежишь, херак, кусь. Здоровая ткань, взятая от живых подопытных, и вживленная зараженным, часто отмирает раньше, чем порча распространится. В тех случаях, когда ткань приживается, заражение распространяется по донорской ткани быстрее, чем по родной. Заключенная Лилиана оказалась самым полезным источником устойчивой крови и кожи. Ого. Спасибо. Поняла. Где ты? А ты не вошел, что ли, господи? Можно было так, а можно так. У нее кожу снимали, значит.
Andraste have mercy on your souls. No one else will.
Не, можно еще осколочков, ну пожалуйста. Где я вам еще их сейчас найду? Сейчас мы еще в другую сторону сходим. Это же типа другое крыло, нет?
Try to take out that enchanter quickly. Block them from coming up the stairs! Watch your step! Go for some light reading.
Маловато будет, маловато. Нужно еще. Почему за один бой падает только один? Прям так сильно похоже на круг. На круг магов. Я, правда... Но нет, подожди, там королевские эти. Это, скорее всего, замок, где он убил эту орлесианскую царицу. Я обратно иду? Или впрямо? Ну, обратно, да, обратно.
What happened here?
Somebody had very questionable taste.
Ну, кроме лестницы. А мы здесь были, что ли? Ну, да? Лол. Ну да, туда я как раз-таки не пошла. На кой? Где еще мне лириумных чуваков взять? Что туда пойдем? Коль дверь закрыта. Ой, блядь, мага надо сразу глушить. А, это не маг, это лучники.
Let's head back to the main hall. I think I know how we'll open that door.
Угу. Я подозреваю, что там ничего нет, кроме этого. Кроме удобной, выгодной позиции сверху.
Look at all you've done, Alexius. All this suffering. And for what?
For my country, for my son. But it means nothing now. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
It does matter. I will undo this.
How many times have I tried? The past cannot be undone. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius. What have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Hand over the amulet, and we let him go.
Let him go, and I swear you'll get what you want.
I want the world back.
No. No!
Ну, Лилиану на самом деле можно понять. Но не хочется. А, мне надо закрыть, извините. А, он не он сопротивляется порошку. Хорошо. Ой, извини. Тебя здесь только не хватало.
He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even
Что сейчас?
notice.
Вот это что сейчас идет? Вот это что за ткань слева идет? Это что такое?
I know you cared for him.
Once he was a man to whom I compared all others. Sad, isn't it? This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible. You must go now.
Что, старший пришел?
The Elder One.
There's a reason they won. We'll go on ahead. Take out as many as we can. Liliana, you're the last line of defense. Give them what you've got.
No! I won't let you commit suicide.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell. You have as much time as I have hours.
Ядрить.
Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
Читай быстрее, Дариан.
You move, and we all die!
Почему я этого не помню? Как
You'll
так?
have to do better than that.
Знал бы ты, козел, что ты натворил.
Put aside all claim to Redcliffe, and we let you live.
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Все когда-нибудь умрем.
Everyone dies.
Я знаю, почему я этого не проходила. Я храмовников поддерживала. Ёперный карась, точно.
I'm glad that's over with.
Только я совершенно не помню, что делают с храмовниками. Господи, зачем эти бантики?
Grand Enchanter, we'd like to discuss your abuse of our hospitality.
Your Majesties.
When we offered the Mage's Sanctuary, we did not give them the right to drive our people from their homes.
King Alistair, Queen Honora, I assure you, we never intended...
In light of your actions, good intentions are no longer enough.
Вообще на себя не
You and your
похоже.
followers have worn out your welcome. Leave Ferelden, or we'll be forced to make you leave.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
К нам.
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Не надо 10 лет служить в рабстве.
The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I suggest conscripting them. They've proven what they'll do given too much freedom.
No one fights well for their captors.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
Обязать мятежников магов служить. Предложить мятежным магам полноценный союз. А разницы-то особо на самом деле никакой. Да, не хочу быть рабовладельцем. Хрен с вами.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
We'll discuss this later.
I'll pray that the rest of the Inquisition honors your promise then.
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you.
Вы уже были рабами, да.
Requires your full support.
It's a generous offer. I doubt you're going to get a better one from us.
Рядом с Алистером должна была стоять моя стражиха из первой части.
It would be madness not to. I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
Еще бы помнить, как храмовников спасают. Вообще не помню. Да, никогда не спасала магов. Хотя сама играла за мага, кстати говоря. Так что да, это за мага Кунари. Это было прям сюрреалистично. Ну, в принципе, в моем духе. За Кунари, потому что раса была новая. Я помню, что это... По-моему, она в 2014 году вышла, если я не ошибаюсь. Вот в 2014 я ее проходила. Или в 2015. Что-то такое, не помню. Ну да, в моем почтении были храмовники, это точно. Я точно помню, что Хоука я сожрать не дала, а сожрала стража. Это точно помню. Но потому что я не помню, что это за страж. Точнее, скорее всего, из-за отсутствия сохранений. По всем понятным причинам, да? Это был не мой страж.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
Give them their freedom for now. If they prove later they can't handle it, impose restrictions.
How many lives will be lost if they fail? With the veil broken, the threat of possession. You were there, Seeker. Why didn't you intervene?
While I may not completely agree with the decision, I support it.
Спасибо.
The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. And here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
Нам понадобится лириум, я помогу. В смысле? Что? Ну, ладно, хорошо, ну попробуем.
Closing the breach will require a lot of magic, and that means lyrium. I have contacts who can help.
Contacts meaning smugglers? Send them word. We need every advantage.
Мы же завербовали.
We have legitimate lyrium supply lines already.
And they don't need to hear of this. Keep it under the table, and I'll do what I can to quiet rumors. We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone. One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
Не судьба мне вздремнуть.
Thank you. I'd be honored to help with the plan.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying?
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes? I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
Требуется влияние 1. Встретиться с остальными на ставке командования, когда вы будете готовы. Знаешь, что я хочу сделать? Я хочу здесь сделать сохранение, сохранить игру, перезаписать и поговорить с Вивьен. У нее может отношение к нам измениться, кстати, из-за того, что мы магов. Осуждает?
Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
The last thing we need are abominations running amok.
It's good to see someone with an understanding of the situation. I'll have a word with Cullen. We are reliant on his people, absolutely. There has never been a greater threat to mages than the breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
When you say mages are a danger, are you counting yourself?
Of course I am, my dear. Every mage who joins the cause is taking a calculated risk, whether they know it or not. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
You're preaching to the choir, Vivian.
Tell me something. You said once that you wanted to change things. What future would you build for mages?
Ой. Ну, может быть, маги нужны церкви? Нужно... Вообще, по идее, я все равно за круг, как бы там ни было. Давай вернем круги. Хрен бы с ним.
Circle has to be restored if we want to keep the peace.
That's comforting to hear, but you'll find opposition to the idea even among friends. It's something to consider, my dear. Yes?
У нас неплохие отношения, видишь? Если она говорит «да». А может быть, мы могли бы, и сейчас она нас отошьет. По-моему, она не для романа. Скажи о себе.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsignor while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a circle mage winds up a courtier.
Им тоже нужны
Nobody
маги.
winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
Ну ладно. Допустим.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your lyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who was she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
How?
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We're becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of comforting the masses.
The Chantry should be a place of hope, not another group scrambling for answers.
That must be its strength again. The Chants did much to bridge nations. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
I suppose a shared faith can be useful when talking with strangers.
Precisely. And these similar interests are merely where we begin. We must learn to think beyond our own wants, to secure peace in Thedas.
The Inquisition will have plenty of time for that, between finding the Divine's murderer and sealing the breach.
Busy as we are, I do have a question for you, if you've a moment. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach.
Официальное заявление.
If it were up to you, how would you reply?
Will my answer change your reply to the Chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of you.
I'd tell the Chantry that Andraste herself shielded me from harm.
I'd truly like to hear the debates that would raise in Val Royaux. Thank you for your thoughts. A good day to you.
Не нравится она мне. Вот как чувак для романса, вот вообще не нравится. Так, 150 влияния получили. Это что-нибудь... Против демонов. Угу. Что? Ага, все сделали. Я... Ну-ка, мать Жизель.
I understand you were instrumental in garnering the assistance of the rebel mages. It is well done. And I pray this Inquisition fares better than the Chantry in its handling of magic.
We will try.
In some ways, Andraste had the simpler task. Magic should serve man, and not rule over him. That tells us what should be, but it does not tell us how to get there. So many times the methods of men have undone the spirit of their goals. Once you have sealed the breach, we shall see whether this Inquisition is truer to the Chantry or its own namesake.
How are the people doing after what happened at the
Я все-таки хочу со всеми поговорить. Все-таки большой кусок квеста закончился.
I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can.
Это, наверное, часов 12 уже прошло, да, от того, как мы начали, и мы до сих пор еще не в Скайхолде.
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
You did well to gain the mages to your cause. The people have hope that the breach may be sealed. Some of them are returning to the lives they fled. Others are starting fresh. In either case, they no longer believe the world as they know it is ending.
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Orlais and Ferelden.
Farewell, revered mother.
Make her go with you.
Mm-hmm. Так, это вниз, мне туда не надо. Пойду поговорю с другими.
Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But Red Lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
We can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
That's a good point. We should celebrate. A banquet? Something like a banquet?
Он осуждает или что?
Word to Josephine, and I bet she could arrange anything. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Не заметила.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel. Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witnessed.
Я видела там тебя? В смысле? Ну-ка.
I'm surprised you're not more interested in your own future.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I, and Cassandra, Cullen and the rest, failed to stop this Elder One. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Hallamsharal? Cows milking farmers?
Give me time. I'm sure I'll surprise you.
I suspect that's untrue. Unless you strip yourself naked and allow the Chantry to flog you into repentance. Now, that would surprise me. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given Southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
So what? They all turn into blood mages, worship dragons, and then take over?
Not at first. But you'd be a fool not to see where this could lead.
Ну, мы успеем сделать
The
круги.
Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed. By inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
Мы можем бомбу прокачать? Можем. Кровавый лотос надо собирать. Угу. Окей, не можем.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
You don't need to tell me that.
I just don't know who told them I'm the one to yell at.
Is it that bad?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
I had to think on my feet, and I did what I could.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
Please.
We wouldn't be here at all if you hadn't stood up to the Chantry.
You're being kind.
You're discounting your role in this.
Let's close the breach. Then we can say how successful I was.
Взять добычу?
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
I know you're worried about having the mages here. Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risks.
Но риск будет всегда, даже с храмовниками, что они сорвутся и начнут жрать красный лириум, братан.
I'd like to know more about the Templars.
What would you like to know?
Why did you join the Order?
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templars to our local chantry to teach me. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least a willingness to learn. The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. They agreed to send me for training. I was 13 when I left home.
13. It's still so young.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to the Order at infancy. Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated first.
What about your family? Did you miss them?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
Do the Templars do anything besides hunt mages?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, that meant serving in a circle. They were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
You've made it clear that you consider mages a threat.
Any mage can be. I won't pretend otherwise. I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it, at times without cause. That was unworthy of me. I will try not to do so again. Not that I want mages moving through our base completely unchecked. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession, at the least.
You've lived in the Circle. What was a typical day for a Templar there?
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart. Nothing was typical.
Before that, then?
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's howling, for instance. I've attended a few. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in the circle, ready to respond if needed. Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do Templars and mages never speak to each other?
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain distance from their charges. If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly, without hesitation. Your judgment cannot be clouded. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
What does Templar training involve?
There is weapon and combat training. Even without their abilities, Templars are among the best warriors in Thedas. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus.
Did you enjoy your training?
If I was giving my life to this, I would be the best Templar I could.
You are a model student.
I wanted to be. I wasn't always successful. Watching a candle burn down while reciting the chant of transfigurations wasn't the most exciting task. I admit, my mind sometimes wandered.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages, that sort of thing.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time, but your life is about to change. When it's over, you'll give yourself to a life of service. That's when you're given a filter, your first draft of lyrium and its power. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement. Our lives belong to the Maker and the path we have chosen.
Фломудрие.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Да, у меня масса важных дел, иди к своей булочке. Нет, Калин, прости. Ты мне не очень сильно нравишься. А вот мистер Блэквелл.
There was never going to be an easy answer to the mage dilemma. What you did for the mages took courage. You gave them a chance. Everyone deserves one. I have to ask, what was I like in that dark future you saw?
You fought with honor and died a hero. You did the Wardens proud.
Then I was worth something in the end. Thank you.
What do you think of the Inquisition?
I expected more. More men, better equipment. You may have Andraste's favor, but wars are won by men, soldiers.
Brute force is not always the answer. There are plenty of other paths to victory.
True enough. Still, it never hurts to be prepared. One thing I will say about your men, they're passionate, devoted. You inspire them. Build on that foundation, and you will have an army that makes nations tremble.
What do you think of Haven?
It's a war camp that was once a pilgrim's refuge. It's the state of the world, though, isn't it? Holy ground turned into a battlefield. Pity about that temple. Would have been nice to see it.
What do you think of the Inquisition's cause?
Restoring order is a goal I support wholeheartedly. But that's not the end of it, is it? Not by a half. The Lady Seeker believes we are restoring the Chantry. Others say it needs reform. I don't know where you stand on the matter, and I'll admit I haven't made up my mind either.
What do you think about all this trouble between the mages and Templars?
Looking at it from where we stand, it seems inevitable. But that could be hindsight. How many of us actually saw it coming? Either way, I don't think the Chantry will ever recover.
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely, and craftier than you'd expect. The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
Только о Жозефине?
I fear for Cassandra sometimes. The way she throws herself into battle. I've never known a warrior like her.
What do you think of my advisors?
Josephine's lovely.
Так, прекрати говорить о Жозефине, я ревную.
The Inquisition could not have picked a better ambassador.
We should return to our duties.
As you wish. You are, after all, in charge.
У нас есть здесь что? Есть. А, отчет готов. Золото и грифонья мантия. Спасибо. Владычица церкви Иона. Формально сейчас поддерживает Инквизицию. Одна из жриц возглавила тех, кто недоволен таким положением дел. Владычица церкви Иона из Камберленда втайне собрала их вокруг себя, обеспечив себя тем самым преимуществом в борьбе за трон Верховной Жрицы. Если у нее получится задуманное против Инквизиции, снова начнутся вершиться козни. Она не глупа и сразу поймет, что Орден Храмовников ей уже не защитит. Она опасна, она все подставила на одну лошадь. Нельзя дать ей занять солнечный трон, ее следует унять. Ее следует унять. Лилиана, вперед. Угу. Вивиан, да? Давай. Так понимаю, здесь будут просто деньги. Отчет готов. Посох Тирды. Хорошо. Ответ на запрос из Хамсала, командир Калин. Как я понимаю, Инквизиция работает с редклифскими магами. Поражен, что человек, побывавший в Кирквале, согласился иметь с ними дело, но, коли так, вы в положении, чтобы нам помочь. Во время восстановления Хасмалских круг получил тяжелые повреждения. Многие из наших храмовников не ушли с лордом-искателем, а остались разбираться с последствиями. Однако наши ресурсы невелики. Более того, у нас имеются маги-лоялисты. Хасмалцы охотно отдадут их на съедение волкам, хотя они не причастны к мятежу. В создавшейся ситуации боюсь, что у нас может не получиться защитить их. У нас есть и собственные храмовники. Думаю, хамсалские храмовники сработаются с нами. Давай. Что ж делать-то? Будет гореть в наших сердцах. Объединить силы новыми союзниками. Прорвитесь к месту зарождения бреши и закройте ее окончательно. Рекомендуем уровень с 8 по 11. Рановато, мне кажется. Культ Андраста. Хотя... Ну, а что нам еще делать? Ну, если только дальше качаться. Ну, во внутренних землях мы тоже почти все сделали, что хотели. О, ну, чувствую, будет больно, да?
The best of the mages are ready, Herald. Be certain you are prepared for the assault on the breach. We cannot know how you will be affected.
Ну да. Дариан. Поехали.
Mages! Focus past the Herald. Let her will draw from you.
Господи, что у нее с лицом? У нее было такое лицо, как будто она хотела нам втащить. Все? Чисто заставка? Окей. Ой.
Solus confirms the heavens are scarred but calm. The breach is sealed. We've reports of lingering rifts, and many questions remain. But this was a victory. Word of your heroism has spread.
You know how many were involved. Luck put me at the center.
A strange kind of luck. I'm not sure if we need more or less. But you're right. This was a victory of Alliance. One of the few in recent memory. With the breach closed, that alliance will need new focus.
Forces approaching! To arms!
What the... We must get to the gates!
На Инквизицию пошла Инквизиция?
Never a dull moment for Southerners, is there?
Но к воротам мы уже пойдем в любом случае в следующей серии. Хватит на сегодня. Увидимся, друзья. Пока-пока.